It has been a while since I have released a video. I've been engaged with helping train new starters in my job, the poor dears. That and throwing myself down a kid's slide in Cardiff, and subsequently breaking my coccyx. Hobbling around with a broken arse tends to put a damper on creativity. Not only that, but let's be honest, the world seems a bit of a dark place right now. Fighting breaking out across the globe, taxes on the rise.
Taxes 9, 10, 11.
Terrorist attacks on innocent civilians, and a call to arms from the government in preparation for war. The list goes on. Things are bleak, and the media doesn't help. At a time when things seem utterly devoid of light, I think it's important to also take a look at the good stories from 24 and 25. The stories of selflessness and courage. The heroes who put the welfare of their fellow man before their own. On the 18th of September 2025, a bus carrying 27 students to a local college ran into trouble when the driver suddenly fell ill. Sensing something was drastically wrong, 2 young men stepped up to help the situation. Leon Lewis and Toby Southall ran to the front of the bus. Toby grabbed the wheel to stabilize it while Leon applied the brakes. Together, they brought the bus to a stop until the emergency services could arrive. Unfortunately, the bus driver did not survive the medical event. But due to the quick thinking of these 2 brave young men, no one else came to harm. Lads, when you reach 18, make sure you bought a pint for your efforts. In September of 2025, Wrexham resident Catherine Anderson went for a shower. Now, as most people do, Catherine got undressed. To be honest, if you don't get undressed to have a shower, then there's something wrong with you. But that's besides the point. Unfortunately, Catherine forgot to put her lifeline pendant back on. She went back into her living room. As she sat in a chair, the house phone began to ring. She got up from her chair, but lost her balance. She fell and hit her head on the fireplace, rendering her unconscious. But an unlikely hero was just around the corner. Catherine's 11-week-old puppy Cleo was in the room, and somehow knew to press the alarm unit that connected to the pendant. This caused the unit to contact the care company. Upon only hearing Chloe barking, the paramedics rushed to the scene, where they were able to render aid. Catherine was then rushed to the hospital. Things could have been so much worse if Chloe hadn't known to press the alarm. Water can look tame at times, but you can never be 100% sure that there isn't something more deadly lurking under the water surface. No, I'm not talking about sharks, jellyfish, or the Great Cthulhu, but underwater currents. These invisible whirlpools and fast-moving waters have the ability to catch even the most seasoned swimmer by the short and curlies. In 2018, 128 people lost their lives on the UK coast, and, surprise surprise, 90% of them were male, because men do more stupid things than women. However, we are incredibly lucky to have the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. This is a charity organisation whose volunteers do incredible work keeping us buffoons safe. On the 26th of August, during a summer storm, Tenby's beaches had been closed due to the high rip currents. However, reports began to come in that 4 teens walking from Tenby's Castle Beach towards the South Beach had entered the water. 2 of the group had lost their footing and had been swept out to sea. The lifeguards immediately jumped into the swirling water. Upon approach, one of the teens was heard screaming, "Help me, please. I don't want to die." The second was 150 meters out in the water and appeared to be unresponsive. The lifeguards managed to extract the 2 teens from the water and get them back to land, where they were given oxygen and further assessments. The 2 had breathed in a lot of seawater, but they were alive. They were taken to hospital for further assessment due to the risk of secondary drowning. And now, the heroes who saved them. On the 10th of September, a similar event occurred where a veteran surfer got caught in a rip current in Porthcawl. Ben Fraser was seen in the swirling, chaotic scene by a dog walker on land, waving for help. The dog walker attempted to reach out to him from nearby rocks, but they were too slippery to stand on. They made the call to 999 and the RNLI managed to locate Ben still in the water. Here is the dramatic footage.
Down there, let's sit down there. Okay, mate. Hold on! You all good? You okay?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine, mate. Alright, mate, were you by yourself?
Yeah, as if someone knew I went in, but yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay. Open up at the front for me.
And finally, a bit more of a light-hearted story from last Christmas. Anne Hughes, a cleaner at the Best Buy convenience store in Tong Teg, Rhondda, had arrived early for her shift. Unfortunately, when she arrived, the shutters were closed. Anne patiently waited for the store to open, and after a short time, the shutters raised, along with her. The store owner quickly came to her rescue, and Anne has since been immortalised with her very own mural. Well, that's all from us here at Dark Entertainment. I hope that you've enjoyed the episode. If so, remember to subscribe to the channel, slap the bell icon for all notifications, and hit the thumbs up, since it really helps the channel. If you wish to contact me, feel free to drop a comment on the video. I aim to answer all comments in one way or another, or you can find me on X or on Facebook. If you have a suggestion for the channel, a location that you'd like me to look into, or a personal story that you'd like me to tell, feel free to message me at dark_entertainment@outlook.com. Fuck. And remember to have a Merry Christmas without any fire alarms. And stay dark, stay creepy, and always laugh. Ta-ta.